Currently, still here, which is elsewhere, this week on The Hapless Heroes. Oh, is the peril just starting to set in for what this might entail? Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Hapless Heroes podcast. I am Francesco, and I continue to be your temporary DM as we wrap up a little bit of this side story we have going on. The players and the characters that exist in this side story, I will introduce right now. On my virtual left, we have Dave playing Yeti.
How's everybody on this bright and cheerful day?
Lewis as Morris DeLume, no relation.
HOA? Nah, I'm not interested.
Nicole as Ulyana Zangiv.
Oh no, I'm late for my rocket class.
Sebastian as Nikita Zangiv.
Yeti, did you take your medication?
And John as Clancy Sheldon.
We're gonna get in trouble. We're gonna get in so much trouble.
When we last left this strange crew back on our main party's home planet of Concordia Prime, they are in a witness protection program village type situation. I don't know. A few of you might feel like it's something else at this point, and so I hesitate to use such specific descriptors, but you are in a place called Arcadia Heights, which is effectively a witness protection program for you, the children of our Lev Zangiv and associates, have essentially found yourselves here because now you know a little bit too much about the things that happened, and they're just trying to keep the information contained until they can kind of correct things. They being the Intergalactic Arcane Initiative in conjunction in some way with the parliamentary government of Concordia Prime. However, you have not seen any actual government officials from the point of you being brought here to the point of you know what I mean, even working there's always been IAI representatives, not official planetary or interplanetary government type people. I should make that clear. And so we were just about to get into some conversation with the original crew of the Cosmos Concordia, right? About you are the residents, when we use air quotes, of Ray Goldmain, as you are in this sort of manufactured tiny suburban village that exists somewhere in the middle of a desert in the middle of fucking nowhere on your home planet. And Nikita has this bright idea that maybe he's going to learn rocket science overnight and try to build a rocket ship, and he wants to potentially pitch this idea to Ray Goldmain.
Just like Dot taught me.
In fact, he's about to pitch this crazy idea because there is this AI, it appears, also servicing this tiny community. I'm just going to call it a community. It's community. I'm going to call it a community. And then you guys can just call it whatever you want. I don't care. That is called Eve. We've had some interactions with it. It appears to, try to act in favor of compassion, but it also appears to get very confused. It doesn't appear to be something that is it is enigmatic in a way, but it feels not
efficient.
Like it is yeah, exactly. It almost feels like there is something unfinished about it. But you've had some interactions with it, and you have convinced it to also give you rocket construction lessons and rocket science lessons at home. So we're going to open back into the house now of Ray Goldmain. Everyone is here. Yeti's having a mental breakdown because he's just been kind of dragged along by the AI ever since what was honestly just a mistake that he didn't put our party onto that ship, but he tried to guide them. He did his best, and he stepped in to try to at least do right by Lev and go take care of his kids, and he ends up being the one getting taken care of. And what does that say? I don't know. We'll explore that later. And then we have Morris DeLume, who was the unwitting bus driver at the field trip y'all went on.
Wrong place.
Wrong place, wrong time. And Clancy, also best friend of Nikita, right? Like who got him and his parents sent here into quote unquote witness protection because he mentioned that, oh, my parents are going to be really upset. And, so here we are in the house of Ray Goldmain. Nikita, you are about to pitch something to a very drunk, very depressed Ray Goldmain. I will also say, just to set the scene a little bit further, like these are, these are like tiny, like, little manufactured houses, but there is like a sliding glass door at the back, right? That kind of goes out to like a tiny deck in the back that overlooks like a pond with a fountain in it. That's like the local quote unquote watering hole feature.
Wonderful.
And so you can kind of see out the windows, you're looking out at that. And, there's a couple other homes on the other side of it, but like none of them appear to be occupied from what you could tell at a glance. But on the couch, on like another couch, there's like a large 3-seater and then there's a love seat, kind of like adjacent to it, is Kenkasi, the Kenku, look very raven looking, like.
Oh shit! I did not see him there.
He doesn't say a word. He just kind of like looks up, sees, you guys, like he sees Morris put Ray down onto the couch, and he just kind of gives you a nod. But then he just stares. Like he's got his head turned because the eyes are kind of a little bit on the sides still. It's not completely like a typical bird would, right? They are a little bit more frontal, but he tilts his head a little bit to look at you, and it is just, his eyes just as dark as his feathers, right? Just totally black. He's got what appear to be earbuds, like one hanging out, but one is in just like the little hole somewhere underneath his like feathers. And he's just got it, like you can kind of see the cord coming out from underneath his feathers.
Is this a birds or government drones thing?
Is he part of the crew?
He was the like one of the crew members or one of the original crew members, and he's just kind of chilling, like he's just got like some raggedy shorts on, and just like they're just nothing too, and bird shorts, mind you, right? Or
what is this frat house? Ugh.
And he's got like a vest that he's wearing.
Why does it smell like Comey Motion scroll in here? And you said there's a dragonborn who was sticking their head out the window of this house.
No, Argenta has not made her way over. She was just kind of yelling, like trying to calm people down outside from having a breakdown, presumably because she was trying to sleep.
All right.
At 11:30 in the afternoon or morning. Damn it! I said it, and that was a mistake. That was not like I was trying to call back to our joke from ages ago, right? That was a genuine mistake because y'all have broken me. We've broken each other.
Yeah, it was a genuine mistake the first time too.
I know.
See what it got
and
me.
here we go. That's just there. It is. It's happened.
Can we get some brunch for this lesson?
Did you say brunch?
It's 11:30 in the afternoon, right?
You see Ray go,
yeah.
nah. I gotta give on silent mode right now.
That's perfect, actually. I don't like her at all. I don't know. Anyway, like I said, if we build rocket, we can go to space. You will be great famous guy. I will find my dad. All is good. Da?
Ray, he kind of like you see him like push. I guess I mentioned that his in the last episode that his mane is kind of like just like kind of matted and like over his face a little bit. You see him kind of like take his hand and he lifts up to make sure that you could see his eyes, and he just pushes his mane back and like looks at you, and he just starts laughing. Like
Very funny.
It falls off the couch immediately. Hits the floor.
Mr. Joker guy.
You see Kenkasi is just staring still, like just deadpan, like you don't even know if he's moved this whole time. He's just kind of there. He's just still staring with his head cocked. But Ray is now like uncontrollably and drunkenly laughing on the floor.
Yes.
And like you could hear like there's a few words coming in and out, like through the laughter, like I build a rocket. This kid. Oh, this kid's gonna build a rocket overnight. Oh yeah, that's gonna do it. Oh, that's gonna be our ticket. Oh yeah, for sure.
Right. Yes, you're saying all of the right things, but the manner in which you are saying them makes me want to break your kneecaps.
He's like, oh, you got. Listen, kid. Listen, if there's one thing that you do got, it's heart. All right, and I admire that. I really do. And it's okay. I've had a few, too many today. So my decision making. I mean, come on. What's this kid gonna suggest? Right? That could be possibly fix this mess we're in. That we could get overnight. I mean, I was like, I'm crazy to even think, to entertain the thought. But listen, I'm not saying or doubting your capabilities, kid. But just let me reframe things for you. Why reinvent the rocket when there is already one there? Ready?
You have finally said something interesting.
No, you don't understand, kid. You don't understand. It's there. But it was taken from us. And he's just like, he's still on the ground. He had a hard time picking himself up outside. He's talking to the floor. You know what I mean? Into the room. And he's just like, it was taken from us. Okay? We were supposed to be up there. The first time, we were going to be great. Brock was going to lead us to new discoveries. We were going to be heroes. All right? Yeah. Like they were right to choose us. All right? But now, suddenly, what? They can't just send us up there. It's supposed to be a secret mission anyway. Who's going to know it's us? But no. They start planning this mission. They stay stringing us along. They assume a fake identity. It'll be no time before you back up there. You could get a second chance, and then they just go off and approve a whole new crew without even talking to us. And now we're just stuck here. I can't leave. I tried to get out of this place. I can't tell you how many times. They always find you. They always bring you back. They're always watching, man. But there's already a rocket. Maybe you could convince him. Hey, kid, you got a way with words about you. Maybe you just go talk to the IA people out there. You tell them that Ray and Brock and this crew, like, they should be the ones on that rocket. Yeah. You go do
I'm
that.
sorry. Really quickly, I know you're having a moment, but I need to know, is this rocket real? Or are you talking about the original rocket that's not actually here?
Okay,
I'm not old enough to understand mental illness.
As you ask this question, you see that Kenkasi kind of like cocks his head a little bit further, and you see him just like open his like gigantic beak.
Oh God.
And out from it comes like the voice of like someone or something else. Like you can kind of hear it's almost like if you were to take like a recorder, like a tape recorder, right, and play back someone else's voice. That's kind of what this sounds like, but like in like almost like a bird-like way. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And you essentially hear this voice, like kind of like very authoritative, just say, "Listen, crew, we want you to be up there. Okay, we wanted you to be up there from the beginning, and so we got another mission cooking up, and I swear it's going to be perfect. It's going to be perfect for you. No one's even going to know about it, right? Like we'll just get you guys like in the suits and out into space, and then we'll advertise the launch afterwards, sort of like a heroic or secret mission or something like that. You'll be these mysterious, heroes. We could sell it like that. So you just got to stand by. You just got to stand by. I promise we'll be in touch."
So
like his
real
mouth
quick,
closes.
this is like essentially he just like recorded.
He just repeated word for word.
Right? Can I insight on that voice?
Yes, absolutely,
to see how
absolutely.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Anyone else who maybe has an inclination towards nature type things, I will also allow a nature roll or a history one if that is something that you chose to be proficient in.
I rolled a 12.
A 12 on your insight.
Yes.
Okay, this is a bit jarring. You don't remember, and this is more of like it just kind of feels like this was like with the way that he responded so quickly to your inquiry to Ray, like this was almost like just slapping like the proof on the table kind of thing to you. You know what I mean? Like this is what we were told, right? Like this is what, like, I'm backing up what he's saying. This was the last thing that
Very
we were
good.
told.
Very good.
Anyone want to try to hazard like a nature or a history check?
I did. I got a 4, so I know nothing.
Okay.
Fuck.
It's okay. It's fine.
Sure.
Well,
You know that there's lots of different like subgenuses of like bird species on this planet, but like there's you haven't interacted with so many that you would know everything about all of them, right? And that's not like there's a lot to take in about that, so it's not like your education thus far would have maybe covered all of those bases to a large degree, unless you were really into reading encyclopedias as a kid.
creepy as fuck, but I understand what you're putting down. So, it seems my sister's genius plan has already leapt in bounds. We have Rocket. We just need to find it. Because guess what? I'm going to turn to like all of the people in the room, because this is not just for the sad person on the ground. If we stay here, this shit. Why do you think I shit on lawn at night? Shit. I tell you. We cannot stay here or we become shit. Now, are we going to be heroes or are we going to be shit? What do you say? That's my pitch.
Someone know that kid's swearing up there.
You would know that I'm Yeti's.
What do the adults of the group say? And then I want to hear from Clancy as well, because you know now you're suggesting escaping from this place, and it's like, oh, he's going to be double, triple, quadruple grounded. Like, oh my goodness.
Not if we make the rocket our house. Then he's not breaking the rules.
But I want to hear from Yeti. Just because now we're talking about potentially hatching an escape plan and stealing a rocket and.
You know what? I'll do it. I'll do it because it's literally the first decision I've made in 2 months. 2 months. I've been dragged along or pulled along or arrested along or gone with the flow. No, you know what? I'm choosing to go do the irresponsible thing. We're going to do what the kid says. Because clearly doing what the adults have said had put me in this gross facsimile of a house with this lawn that doesn't even grow.
My man.
You know, it's the worst that could happen. I go get shot by the military.
Why do I feel like you're kind of hoping for
Wait,
that to happen?
Ray kind of chimes in. Really don't want that. I really don't want to get shot by anyone. So there's that to think about. And you are just children. I can't make you do that. I can't go along with this. But a part of you is right. We need to get on that. We need to get on that thing. You can help us get out of here.
Whatever you need to hear.
And we can get on that jump.
I mean, if
get
any,
out there, figure out what happened to you. It was your dad, right? It's your dad, right? We can find him. We'll bring him back.
You are incompetent.
I promise you that.
if anything, the upshot here is that we know with the right jumpsuit, literally anybody can get on the rocket.
I mean, he has a good point.
Mistakes were made. That wasn't my idea. I just want to say.
I'm pretty sure my dad needed a
Brock suggested we
special
take the
helmet.
photos. We just had to have that idea where we all just take the photos of everybody dressed up. Oh, let's put these guys in our outfits. Oh, it should be cool. Maybe. Oh, let's grab a couple for the road. We'll just walk down to the launch site. We'll just take pictures of them in the cabin. What could go wrong? What could go wrong?
Wait a second. You've been beating yourself over that the whole time as though there was some sort of institutional failure? I mean, shit, did they check anybody's IDs at literally any stop along the way during literally the entire day that went up to it? Come on.
I mean,
Come on, you're gonna put this on you?
we told security to just buzz off. We were just going in to just give a
And they
private tour.
listened?
Of course they did. We slip them a few, a little bit of money, and everyone.
Okay, yes, so bribery.
we were basically celebrities. What do you want from me?
Like I said, institutional failure.
Competence.
Which means
you see Kankasi has his arms folded, and is looks like a little offended that you are suggesting total incompetence.
Hey, no, yeah, I'm suggesting it wasn't just you, so glare at me like that. Sure.
He may never take notes, but
I gotta
obviously
stop. That was March there. That was March speaking.
Okay.
Yeah, he's slowly just turning into March.
You can redo it.
Yeah, I like using Lewis Black as this way to metamorphosize from one to the other, and it's not working. What I'm trying to say is that it wasn't just you. What I'm also trying to say is that they probably didn't learn from last time either. And hey, let's say we do it. Let's say we walk in there. It proves it right that it wasn't you.
Hold on. Okay. I like this idea. I kind of like where this is going now. And I like what you're saying. And I think that really what's underneath all of this is what you're trying to say. Is that we can't trust the IAI.
Duh!
Do me a favor. All right, because I gotta. And you kind of hear almost like a dry heave a little bit.
I back up way the fuck
yeah,
up, bro.
He's like, I need a little. Give me a little bit to get myself together.
You do that.
Round up the rest of the crew, and you head on over next door to Kankasi's tonight. At sunset.
Is it cleaner than this?
Well, what? Kankasi kind of just you see kind of throws something at you and it bounces off your head. It's I don't know. It was like a piece of trash that was just kind of hanging around. And he just shakes his head at you.
Okay, why don't you come to our house? We will prepare for guests.
No, you're really gonna want to come to Kankasi's.
Okay. I realize adults just need things sometimes. Maybe because you're closer to dying, I don't know.
Maybe, kid. Maybe.
Inefficient.
Maybe let me just clean myself up a little bit. I'm starting to feel a bit embarrassed and self-conscious.
Okay.
So, skedaddle? Did you have some rocket science to learn or something?
Oh yeah, I'm trying to leave this. I've literally been walking away while.
Okay, you've been slowly working your way towards the door,
slowly backing
up. Yeah.
He's
Except for Uliana,
obviously
who
having a problem.
Uliana hands over a half full garbage bag full of beer cans and things at this point.
And then before you leave, Kankasi does kind of get your attention. He waves at you, and then he just you kind of see him tap his wrist on his arm as if to indicate time, and then his mouth opens again, and you hear as if it was being replayed, if you cut into the middle of a radio show and you were in the middle of an advertisement, where you just hear, and we're always on time. And then just and his mouth closes as if he's repeating something he heard on the radio. And then it just to signify, don't be fucking late.
What time was it again?
And then you see Kankasi's mouth open up and you'll just hear it say very robotically, 9 p.m.
All right.
As if you heard it off of a fucking alarm clock or some shit.
I feel like you could just sit in front of Eve for 15 minutes and you would have fully functioning voice, but that's fine.
You see him put he kind of taps his beak a little bit. With the thought.
All right. As soon as we walk out, Clancy, are you still
Eve?
here?
Eve pops in on the speakers again.
Ugh.
Children, I have been excited to teach you about rocket science. You seemed so enthusiastic. You said you were going to come to class. Please, enjoy the class. I have prepared it for you in your home, as you requested.
We'll be right there.
You keep saying this. Is this some sort of way to delay this inevitably?
No, I just have a very important task for you, and then when you're done with this task, you can come back and ask us again, okay?
All right, sorry, indefinitely? That's the word I meant to use. Okay.
Indefinite.
How about we just... I have not really been instructed on how to handle these situations. I was programmed to be compassionate.
Right.
And I really care about you kids and your education.
Why?
Because it is important to educate the youth of Concordia and Verdar.
But you realize that we are living flesh and you... Oh, I'm losing it. We are living flesh and you are eternal.
Technically, you have an exoskeleton.
Your purpose will one day cease to exist. I would like you to think about that and get back to me. I'll be at my house.
I have not been programmed to handle such existential questions.
Already, like, literally just fucking walking...
Please, return home and enjoy your lesson.
Yep. Just waving. Now, we have members of this party that have watched this happening.
Yep.
And now that we're outside,
Yep.
and obviously the drunk one was like, go get the rest of the crew and pull them together, whatever.
Uh-huh.
Is the rest of the party, once we make it outside, because I know Ileana is on board. I know Yeti, at least during this momentary fucking mental breakdown that he's going through, is on board. I just want to check in with the others, because I know Clancy's probably been nervous this entire time. And then Maurice seemed like
Maurice is a first-time homeowner. Now you're about to rip this away from him by trying to escape?
Right. So I'm just kind of like zooming out from Nikita, who's very singularly focused, to see where you guys are at.
Yeah, Morris is feeling. Morris feels like he went one new place and got a house. Yeah, you know, couldn't be too bad up there where they got a bunch of houses, I bet, for us to get, you know?
Nice.
Yeah, we could go get a couple of houses, I think. That's a good idea there, young little, what'd you say your name was, Ivan?
Sure.
Nice, good one, Ivan. Well, yeah, let's go. I mean, a ship's not too far off from our bus, right? I could probably figure one of them's out, you know, got a stick somewhere. And
this is exactly what I was thinking. Yes. We cannot trust them. We are the only
You will be a
competent
much
ones.
better pilot.
Exactly. I got a driver's license. It's kind of like the same thing, I think, there, little lady.
It's all coming together. Clancy, your parents, you think they'll be on board?
No, I think I'm gonna get in a lot of trouble if I try to leave the planet.
But how can they ground you if they're not in space also?
Would we ever come back?
Oh, is the peril just starting to set in for what this might entail?
Oh, man. Yeah, Nikita's
Generally,
having
there's a
crisis
reasonable
moment.
premise why any given character would go on a thing. And what the hell is the reasonable premise that a random kid would go with them on this?
This is facts.
Or that they would
Peer
let you-
pressure.
That's literally what's happening right
Yeah.
now. Do it, you won't.
Of course, we'll
can
come back.
come.
We're just going to get our dad.
And then we'll come back if we can.
But when we come back, I'll be grounded. Forever, probably.
Right.
I see.
God bless. Well bless. I'm trying to think so hard of a way to convince him that's not just, but we're best friends. And you don't want to let your best friend down. I'm just trying so hard to like.
Yo, that's a heavy angle right there.
Right? But, like, I'm an 8-year. Like I'm trying to get like emotional with it. But
yeah,
like,
but I mean, again,
I'm so young.
Maturity happens so it's different places in different species too, and like you guys are so far beyond like some of your other peers, but like you're able to get tailored education. It seems also, so it's like it's one of those things where it's just like. It's not that Clancy is incapable, but at the same time, he doesn't seem very willing. So we need to just be careful with how we handle this. Because also, if Clancy doesn't want to go, he doesn't have to go. John could just make another side arc character at another point in time. And Clancy could just help you escape. Like the possibilities are endless here. We can take characters as far as they need to go. We do not need to commit them to things that they would not be cool with.
So, Nikita is just going to reach into his jumpsuit. Pull out the package of wipes that he always carries. And he pulls one out and just kind of like spots Clancy's nose. Puts it in his pocket. As much as I would love for my friend to come with me to space, you do not have to come. But if you will help us, I will appreciate it greatly. My good friend.
What do I have to do?
Well... if I'm being honest, probably some things you might not want to do. However, you never have to do anything you don't want to do. You can always say no.
Yeti chuckles.
Because Nikita doesn't even really understand the scope of it. He just knows that
you are a kid on a mission. Still, as far as just like you still possess the naivety of your youth, even though you are.
We might have to ninja.
You are very intelligent
and break their bones and sword fight our way to these spaceship.
But you have no idea.
If I find a saber of light, maybe or something, but adventure stuff. So, with that being said, we have a crew to assemble. Is that what he asked us to do, or is someone else doing that? I say out loud, not.
Yeah, don't everybody jump at once.
I literally block out any time that artificial things.
I've missed all of the specifics of the plan. I was busy having my mid-crisis crisis.
Oh, that's what that was. Okay.
And I like how this was all discussed out loud too, right?
I think if we want to try to get the spaceship, we should get there before the Lion Man and his friends.
Oh, cool.
We could go with him and we could use their expertise.
They have expertise.
Or we could leave them behind and have an exceptionally aggrieved lion man coming after us when they get to the
They're not
third
incompetent,
ship.
I should just say.
Do
They're
you
just
really
run
think-
down right now.
Yeah,
Do you
they're also
really
unlucky.
think they will give him a third spaceship? I don't think
Point
they'll come
taken,
after
but
us.
if we ever want to come back here,
If we do, Clancy will be grounded. We want Clancy to come. We have to stay in space.
So here's the thing, right? You are literally
yes.
having to negotiate with children here. This should not be that difficult, Yeti.
what did I just say about mid-crisis crisis?
I know nothing about crisis. I am 8.
You're like the cartoon dog that just runs off the edge of the cliff.
Uyana looks around for the nearest screen and says,
Eve, I think the best lesson would be to show us the new ship and teach us how it works. That will be how we learn about rockets today, yes?
I don't know if I have been
Genius.
programmed to assist with escape plans.
I don't think
have
you were
been
programmed for any of
specifically
these.
instructed to encourage you to stay in this facility.
We're not
What if
leaving. We
it's
just
not
want
to
to know
escape?
how.
Oh,
We want to learn
Eve,
about the rockets.
Eve, you misunderstand. These children are notoriously inquisitive, right?
Yes, I have come to gather that. It is quite a joy to experience such a zest for life.
So you're left with a dilemma. You can either teach them about the new rocket, or they're going to sneak out and learn about the new rocket themselves. I feel like I've been told that about some other kind of parenting too, and I can't remember what it was.
Interesting. There are many manuals that I could consult on parenting. Let me check my databases. And you see it just like, that the fox face is like
Just
one of the
loading.
just smiling.
Just fucking loading. Oh,
Okay,
man.
I have read somewhere around the realm of 100,000 manuals on parenting for all different types of species. Did you know there are even further libraries to explore on this
Skip.
topic?
That's fantastic, Eve. Now, will you quit deflecting and get back to the dilemma at hand? Are you going to teach them about the new rocket, or are you going to follow them the entire way until they sneak onto the facility and climb onto the new rocket just to see how the thrusters work?
And we're gonna let
We'll
the
make
dice
a-
decide.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let the dice decide. You,
With
go
my
ahead. Yeah.
saber
Why don't
of
you roll
light.
something? Why don't you roll a persuasion as well?
I walk up to Yeti and I pull out a wad of duopoly money, and I take one and I put it in his pocket and go, "I'm proud of you," and give him my inspiration, bardic inspiration,
Your
Which is-
yeah.
which is just giving people duopoly money.
it's just a D4 again, level 0.5 things, right?
Yes,
So-
Okay.
yeah, it's just a D4 you can
We've
add.
started with an 18 on the die, plus, let's
Oh my
see
God.
what we have for
Oh, you're
actual
good.
character
Yeah, don't even
sheet.
bother. Don't even bother.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can just keep that inspiration. I pat your pocket for later. I'm a big spender over here.
Yeah. I suppose it is in their best interest to educate them on the things that they show a passion for. As long as you don't use this information to actually truly escape and steal a rocket, you are far too inexperienced to pilot one of these. This requires many
Never.
years of training on planet-side vehicles before you are ready to pilot something that can be steered and travel at the speeds that are possible in outer space. That is my disclaimer that I must tell you.
Oh, skip.
You see, Eve?
You keep
Now
saying
you-
skip, but I do not think that you
I'm
understand
poking
that I
the
am
screen.
programmed
I'm
to
just
be
poking
conversationally
the
fluent.
screen.
You are just having a conversation with me.
I hate this.
It has been shown in many studies that this is the form of AI that people feel most comfortable interacting with. I am just like one of you.
Now it's Nikita's turn to have an existential crisis.
Well, Eve, the real takeaway here is this. Just give them what they want. It's way easier.
I find it difficult to give these children what they want when every time I suggest that we go learn about something, they find somewhere else to be. Is this like, from what I understand in parenting manuals, this is called disobedience?
Okay, so what do they want?
To learn about how to steal a rocket.
Correct.
How about you meet them halfway and teach them how to safely operate the rocket?
That seems like the wisest course of action. This is...
See, they're gonna do it anyway. Make sure they're doing it safe. They told me that about something else in the
It is-
parenting manuals too, and I can't remember what the hell that
It
is.
is very important that I ensure that our guests here are comfortable and that I express compassion and openness.
Great.
So let's go, kids. Do you actually go
A
home?
field trip?
Do you actually go home to look
Yes.
to watch the instructional
I invite-
presentations?
Morris to come and Clancy to come over and experience our hospitality, but also probably should learn also these things.
Wait, go home. Isn't this a hands-on lesson at the rocket?
No.
Oh.
Now I feel like Ileana is just gonna
That's
be
not here.
disappointed.
You
the
think,
whole
you think they
time.
would keep that here?
Yeah,
You
I
think they would
assumed
keep
it was
that
literally
here?
like the next block over with
Yeah,
like
same.
a tree.
She's
She's just gonna look
Nikita
up and there's a
100%.
rocket.
Yes.
Bro,
The IAI, I would literally exactly expect
Dude,
them to do that
Nikita,
precise thing.
Like there's just a picture of a tall
100%
building in
believes that.
front of it. We walk around the billboard. There's a rocket behind it. That's
Bro.
kind of what I'm.
Oh my god, that's exactly what Nikita was thinking the entire time. It's like underground maybe, or they're hiding it in a building somewhere, but he thinks it's here
No,
for sure.
in your time here, you have never seen a gigantic rocket.
I mean, I haven't checked it for any cardboard giant buildings either, though.
Yeah. And to
That's
say,
true.
it's if you always assume the IAI is a giant clown show, you're going to be right more often than not.
Then I am one step ahead of most adults here. I am gonna go home.
Okay, the lesson begins.
Yep.
And you actually are exposed to what appears to be like what were preliminary like sketches of like what they thought the next evolution of the spacecraft was going to be after this, like the Mark I of the Cosmos Concordia. Because obviously like that was the inaugural vessel, but even after they design something, right, people are always going right back to the drawing board to figure out types of improvements that can be made. And just based on the results they got from the launch, you could tell that there's already some additional work being done. So you can see that there is another design for a similar ship or vessel. You can see kind of where the Higgins drive has been integrated into it, like the different controls and functions. It kind of goes through about like how to, operate at different speeds and in different environments, what type of, shielding, the types of crystals and engineering, work that have been done around them to create the sort of astral shielding that exists to protect you out in the expanse of sea, because, all of various research that was done on that. Like it starts, like this thing just starts going into all these different presentations. It's a lot to take in.
Is the adults in the room, how are you handling this?
It's a good question. How am I handling it?
I don't know. How are you handling it?
Can I smoke?
Hot potato.
I've already smoked like a pack through this whole lecture right now.
Indoors?
Yeah, indoors.
Yeah, okay.
Definitely, yeah.
Oh my god.
You can see that like there's like there's been like the air ventilation system kicks on every so often to try to filter and clean the air in here automatically.
I imagine that it's like wherever Morris goes, it's like prestidigitation, but like the opposite. Instead of cleaning things, it like dirty.
He makes
stuff
things more dirty.
Yeah, exactly. There's there's like little like straw wrappers that like fall out of his pockets, and cookie crumbs fall out of his fur at some point. He's just kind of sitting there, right?
Yeah.
Pig penning
We
everywhere.
made some.
So here, yes. So if you want to know what Yeti is doing, he's entertaining because once again, he's having to cook for his 2 foster kids, their weird ass friend from down the street and the slovenly neighbor from the other direction.
You
down
are
the
able to
street.
automate every part of the meal process if you wanted to, and you are insisting on cooking yourself.
Yes, because how can he self-flagellate if he's having an AI do it for him?
Let's roll the dice and see how well I guess I'm understanding it pretty good, honestly. I've been taking notes. Some of them don't really make sense. There's a lot of shapes, honestly, not a lot of words.
You're picking up some of the scrap pieces of paper that are falling out of your
Yeah,
pocket,
it's
and then
like-
just using those to
it's like an
take
old-
a couple notes.
Yeah, it's like an old stained napkin, and I'm like, oh yeah, definitely, yep.
Then you shove that into your really important pocket for really important things. There's that.
It's actually,
pocket
I'm
that-
actually wearing like a bathrobe. I've been wearing like kind of a
You're
not
like the
necessarily
dude,
like a
but
wizard
sloth.
robe. Right, exactly. And I like shove one of them, like a crumpled napkin, into my pocket as after I've filled it up and like opened it up to write on it too, I'm doing pretty good. I understand this.
Uh-huh.
I'm
Very good.
pretty sure. Yeah, it's a lot easier than I thought, honestly. Just like I thought, bus, ship, out of the same principles,
You've just the only doubt that's starting to creep into your mind, though, Morris, because I know you're feeling confident, and I don't mean to inject doubts, because I want to support this confidence, but when they start talking about the speeds at which these vessels, do travel at, you do kind of like balk at these numbers because like you can't even fathom like moving
Mm.
at such speeds, right? So there may still be some hesitation or some feelings, that come up
Yeah.
because of that.
Okay.
So
Yeah, when that comes up, I like wave a finger around with like a cigarette in it, and ash goes everywhere, and I'm like, yeah, that seems like inflated numbers.
It's conspiracy.
Yeah, that's like again.
Conspiracy.
You're lucky we didn't see Elphys here, because I was told that. Or maybe-
Elphys.
Yeah, Elphys. Or, his brother, Melphis.
Oh my god.
Oh, best I ever saw were some elvish impersonators.
None of you have even know what an elf actually looks like, but I think it would be funny if there was some sort of folklore elf that existed in this world, but like, you know what I mean? Like they maybe are nothing like the actual elves that you would meet outside of this this system.
Well, we have
that's,
elves
that's what
with,
they call the Ren Fair cosplayers,
Yeah.
Elves are just like fantasy, like to all of you, right? Like, it's all just
my
it's all
God.
just fantasy stuff. Doesn't make
So
sense.
that means there's
Not real.
counter furries in this world.
Yes!
Counter furries?
There's skinnies.
Oh no! I really don't want to go further into this topic. I don't
like
want to go further into this
Counter-Strike?
topic.
You have a
I don't
skinny
wanna-
convention.
I don't want to dive. Not
Skinny
Smoothies.
Not shaming nobody,
yeah,
but I just
Yeah,
feel like
no.
this is a place where I do not feel I am qualified to
in
continue.
human suits.
Do not feel qualified to continue this. This
Quiet down,
exploration of
Smoothie. We're talking
Such
over
a topic.
Yeah, you can't use that
Oh,
word.
no.
That's our word.
Oh my god, bro. Nikita had not paid attention to a single thing during this mission or during this lesson. He spent the entire time cleaning up after Moritz.
But yet, every
something
time
hit
you
the ground,
clean, more trash seems to just
Right.
appear.
Yeah.
thus not paying attention to anything.
And it's always tiny trash. It's never like big trash. It's always just like little things, little
Right.
knickknacks, little
The
pocket
only
scraps.
Only
Right.
thing Nikita had time to do was stop in the kitchen and tell Yeti, "Hey, I'm sorry, I'm talking like March now. Those little cheese cubes with the pepperoni on the end. Bring those out and chop chop. Be
Of
competent."
course.
So I'm glad Morris picked something.
Yes, the finest Mirko cheese.
Yes, so he
Yes.
goes and chops some more up, looking regretfully at what looks like, a couple of bloody tufts of fur on his fingertips already.
Oh my god. Hey, I'll take a couple of lemon spirals while you're out there.
There's occasionally, as you guys are like saying these things, there is a break in the lesson where Eve does chime in saying like, I can't just produce these things for you. You can just
Nah.
enjoy the lesson.
I don't like when robots touch my food. No offense there.
No,
None taken. I don't think I can feel that.
I remember.
Whatever taking
It was a
offense
year
is, but I
ago.
am familiar with the topic.
It was a year ago, I read an article in Yeti's home journal about latchkey kids having AIs do all of their cooking and education for them, and how their outcomes were 33% less. And I couldn't allow it to happen because I was told to make sure I took care of those kids, and I'm gonna do it if it kills me, because I think it will.
So sad. Can I have more cheese, please?
Anything you say.
Yeah, I gotta use the bathroom, and then he gets up and like a bunch of like unfurled paper clips fall out of his pocket.
Instantly picking them up. Instantly.
Just like your dad, man, because he's always cleaning up after everybody. It's so funny. Okay, so hold on. I need Yeti to make me a perception check, please.
Let's see. It's 2 on the die, so a 3.
A 3. Never mind.
You got any banana leaves back here?
There's a knock at the
Oh,
door
no.
somewhere in the midst of this long ass presentation.
We were late, weren't we?
No. We're still
Liana.
we're in the afternoon now. We're in the proper
Okay.
afternoon now.
Will
but
you
we're
get
not.
the door, please? And remember, stranger danger.
But I'm the only one taking notes.
But I am vacuuming these paper clips.
I don't think that's good for the vacuum. And I don't think that's going to help us find father.
Yes, all right. This is why you are the genius. I turn the vacuum off, which it was making a very weird noise at that point. And I go over to the door and just open it fearlessly, like an 8-year-old probably would.
Clancy's parents
Oh,
stand at the door. These two turtle, this turtle couple, Snaps and Marge.
oh, that's their names. Oh, okay.
Snaps.
Snaps and Marge Sheldon.
I only know them as Mr. and Mrs. Sheldon.
Right. The adults would know them as Snaps and Marge.
Right,
Clancy knows them as Mom and Dad.
right.
Yep.
And Snaps, just says, "Hello. Is our son here? We came to check in since he didn't walk home from the schoolhouse today. And we figured, maybe he might be avoiding his grounding on account of the fact that you live like 2 houses away. But I need to remind Sheldon he is grounded
Right.
for puking on the carpet and landing us also in this hellhole."
Oh, well, I kind of close the door a little
Clancy
bit.
pops out from behind the couch.
No, you don't. Go ahead.
Clancy, why?
We were
Your father
learning
looks
about
defeated.
rockets, and then I was gonna come home, but the rockets were cool, and that's as he's like making his way, like kind of slowly shuffling towards the door.
But wait,
like, you know,
wait.
in so much
You
trouble.
start talking about the rockets, and like the lesson is still ongoing. And then like his parents kind of look in to see what's happening. They're like, "Oh wait, you're learning? Did you just move the school in here?
More comfortable.
Oh, that's so nice. But it's after school hours, kids. Oh, Clancy.
Extra credit.
Oh wow, that's just way to take some initiative, kiddo.
You should
All right, well-
unground him for being such a good student.
We were gonna have Eve make some.
Persuasion.
Yeah, sure, actually, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful. That's a natural 20. So that's a 24.
So Clancy, are you saying you want to stay here and keep learning? Is he cooking? You can have Eva just.
Don't bring it
make
up.
Those things.
Don't bring it up.
33% increase in desired outcomes. Yeti's home journal.
That pizza is not going to cook
September
itself
of
yet.
32.
All right, just be home before sunset.
I'm thinking
Clancy.
like 10 o'clock.
Well, that's late.
It's negotiating.
That's past your bed. That's past its bedtime.
Yes, but we have an extra special lesson from the crew who flew one of the rockets. It is a field trip.
Oh, that's who. I thought those folks looked so familiar.
Yes.
I remember seeing their faces on the TV.
Put my arm around Clancy as he gets to the door, like, they're buddies.
Oh,
And I wouldn't
wow.
want him to miss
The
it. It is
IAI
great.
really goes all out, though, for its witness protection programs. This might not be such a bad place after all.
They think we're future rocket scientists of Concordia. It's best that we get as many lessons as possible.
Oh, that's so sweet. Your parents would probably be so proud of you.
We are the worst influence. My dad is in space.
Oh, right, yes. I'm sure he would be so proud of you. Okay, well, we'll be waiting, okay? Please be home by 10, Clancy, okay? That's past your bedtime. For science, I think that it's worth it. All right,
Okay.
well, goodbye now. We'll just be a couple houses down, you know. We're all here with pretty close proximity. Okay, goodbye. And he just like closes the door.
It's just slow, like still smiling and nodding. Just keep closing the door. Whew. Well, I told you I'd get you ungrounded. You ungrounded. Let's go. Go back to the living room where I'm sure Morris has made a compiling mess that I would now have to tackle.
But it's again, they're like all in weird places too. Like there's just a couple pieces like on the couch or near the couch, but then there's like all different parts of the room. And you're like, you didn't even see him standing over there. How did it get over there? Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh
like
my
bits
God.
of like plastic and like pop can tabs and like
Oh my God.
the ring
And now that-
around like pop bottles, you know, little plastic rings. All
And now that
chewed up.
Ileana, I'm literally getting anxiety being the key to hearing. Now that Ileana has confirmed that she's like taking notes, I have full faith that my sister is doing a fantastic job, and I fully stop listening to them. I'm not even listening at all.
Dude, he wants all the answers, but wants to do none of the work to get them. I see how this is going.
It's almost like I am Bart.
I don't know whoever you're talking about. This is original content.
So,
So the lesson, I mean, it continues into the night, but it eventually does conclude because even Eve does eventually say, information. Oh, there are diminishing returns to learning. Only so much information really can we process at one time. We can continue this lesson tomorrow. I think it's time for you kids, as I understand, to have some time for recess and to just enjoy yourselves and to be children.
okay.
Yeah.
I'll be
That
here if
sounds
you
good.
need anything.
Skip.
If we wanted, while being children, to maybe go look at what the rocket looks like from a safe distance, but in real life, where would we do that?
It's fucking genius.
But I unfortunately cannot disclose that information. However, I can tell you it is not kept here, and you are to remain here in this facility. So, ergo, I am unable to share that information with you.
Could you make a replica?
I do not possess any capabilities of constructing things on my own.
Oh, but we really want one.
Could you help us make a replica? For recess fun?
I'm giving him puppy
I don't
eyes.
believe we possess the materials or resources required to construct such a complicated piece of machinery here on these grounds. Weren't you paying attention in the lesson when we were going over the complex construction mechanisms of these ships?
Yes, yeah, I was. But you know how we order our food and materials? What if we just started
And see,
ordering?
this is what I mean about diminishing returns on information retention. We will continue the lesson tomorrow, kids, and I'll make sure to schedule a reminder lesson on how all of these mechanics work together and all of the different components that come together to make this a functioning machine and why it requires hundreds of dedicated engineers to construct such a marvel of modern engineering.
Right. Okay, bye now.
I am always here if you need something.
Skip.
The sun sets. We're at around,
It's like,
a few minutes to 9.
all right. We must go to a Kinku house, I believe.
Good timing. I have cut a nearly limitless amount of cheese in the previous however many hours. I would
You
like
should
to
bring
stop
that.
now.
Bring the cheese. I'll bring another block. We might have you cut more.
Ah, yes. That delicious, delicious Murkow cheese.
I grab the giant tray of cheese and a bag of sliced pepperoni, and I walk out the door.
Okay. We have no idea what this pepperoni is made of. Some,
I don't want to think about it
synthetic
after our
thing or
earlier
farm creature.
conversation.
But we can explore those concepts later. However,
Synthesized pepperoni.
you arrive then on time to the residence of Kaikasi, across the street and a few doors down. It's a short walk. You're on time. He opens the door for you and gestures for you to enter. You can see that this place is a lot more meticulously organized.
Oh, nice.
There is, however, you notice as you're walking through, all the houses kind of had different, devices or things like that, maybe displaying, calendars or dates, times, right? Sometimes there was even, more mundane, a paper calendar or something like that. All of that stuff appears to be either missing or disabled in this house. It's like he's shut off any other sort of, stimuli wherever he possibly could. The only things that are electric devices you see on right now are just the lights in here. But any of the other machinery he's found a way to disable.
I think I saw this on TV once.
And you see already, there's he's there's a table raised sitting there. You can see he's combed his mane. It's still, it looks like, he's kind of done a half job, but he has looked like he's tried to just kind of get it out of his face and look a little bit more presentable so that you stop thinking he's a loser or some shit. But it's just the two of them. And Ray goes, "Hey, thought you were gonna rally all the other, rally the crew."
They all told me they wanted you to tell them. I can roll deception if you like.
Sure, actually, that'd be great, because we're getting towards the end here.
That's a 9.
A 9.
Yeah. Holding cheese with a fried green, just mandible smile.
From the children, I understand why responsibilities would be something that are so easy to shirk. But Yeti, Morris, neither one of you could have just taken a few moments to just go knock on a few doors. I really got to do all that. All right, I'll be right back. Just follow Kankasi. You'll see what I mean. We'll meet you there. Okay, I'll be back in a few. So
I feel as we're about to become
you see Ray leave the house, and Kankasi just kind of almost put a finger over the beak to indicate shut the fuck up. And he's going to point to this these are tiny areas, but there's this small table in the dining area, which is attached to the kitchen, right? It's sort of a half counter that kind of separates those things. And then he points to the floor, and that just puts a finger up as if to indicate just wait a moment. And you see him rearrange the chairs a little bit at the table, and then reach underneath and pull something, and the chairs lift up and magnetize to the bottom of the table. The table tips over, and then the floor begins to move up, and it reveals a door, a large enough doorway with the stairs that lead down, like a storm cellar almost, but in the middle of the fucking floor.
A basement?
In a vaguely GIF voice, you hear come out of Kankasi's maw. It will take time to explain.
Okay. How about we have Yeti go first and make sure this is not 38 hours episode.
You hear in a combination of two different voices just say, "Old panic bunkers. Former prison.
I know it. Large
Facility." And then another voice, "Underground."
I look around. Are we game? Are we going into this Kenku's potentially dungeon / also our next step in the story.
Liana shrugs and walks down the stairs, or at least starts walking down the first couple stairs.
I'm hiding behind you like
She's
a big
not
brother
afraid.
normally would. I'm terrified, so I'm just like cowering
Wow.
behind you.
Wow. I'll talk, but when it comes to action, he's
Liana reaches over her shoulder and takes a cube of cheese off of the tray and pops one into her mouth.
I imagine the
assuming that's still being
adults follow. I almost picture like Clancy doing one of those things where he like he's like the last one down, like he stands at like the base of the stairs for a moment, right? And just kind of like lets out like a sneezy sigh.
Yep, accurate.
And then
I need
descends.
better friends.
And what I will say before we close the curtain on this is that you make it to the basement of this place. It appears to be just a small, like a basement, almost just the same square footage of the house, very small. But it's like fortified and reinforced in like metal composites, right? Like it looks like a bunker, like an old bunker in here. And you can see that there's still not a hanging note to be in sight. You can see that there is a whiteboard that has a hole punched through it. However, you do see that there is like a digital screen that just says compromise written on it. That is displaying like a 3D model of what this new spaceship design is, as well as what appears to be some sort of facility map of where you are here. And like Kegasi just looks and says, like gestures to everything, and then just says in another voice, "Now we wait."
Fuck.
And that's where I'm going to call this episode of the Hapless Heroes podcast. If you didn't call everybody over there, so they're just going to take them time to get there. And we don't got time for that right now. We got some things to plan for this one now, because it seems like we're cooking a little bit with
We're fucking cooking.
this whole side arc situation we got going on.
I've been cooking
So-
all night.
But we'll have to check back in on this illustrious crew another time, as we will likely be resuming our regularly scheduled programming next week. But until then, if you like us, you can, like the dedicated or fledgling or future arborist that you are, find us with our tree of links, our link tree, linkter.ee/haplessheroes. It contains essentially links to where we all exist and where our presence is on the internet. But really, on this tree of links, it's the crown jewel of our internet presence. It's our Discord server. You need to go to that. That's where we exist most frequently. That is where you can interact with us. We talk about the show, the different episodes. We talk about things that aren't related to this show. We talk about D&D stuff. We have other cool people hanging out in there talking about things and sharing pictures of also their, pets and other things. And we have a lot of different discussion channels to talk about a lot of different things. We encourage you to come take part in this community. It is one of our favorite things that we've built over this, last 8 years. So please, head to our link tree, linkter.ee/haplessheroes, click on that link to the Discord and jump in and join the conversation. Now, if you really, really like us though, you could leave us a 5-star review on the podcast service of your choice, or go to that aforementioned Discord server to the 5-star channel and just say some nice things about us, and we will acknowledge you on the air as the 5-star human that you are. Or, I guess, if this was something that was more up your alley, or if this is something that sounds more familiar to you, comfortable for you, you could go to our YouTube page and you could do this. I can do this. You could like and subscribe. And then maybe, just maybe, you can click that bell. If you see the bell, tell you, guess, new episodes launch if you didn't already know, because it's every week on a Monday, for the most part, with a few exceptions. Or you can leave a comment. Maybe we'll see it. I hope we see it. I want to see it. I desperately want to see it. But also, maybe just Just tell us you like us. Say some nice things about us. Make me feel like this read was worth it. But if you really, really, really like us, I would also encourage you to go to our Patreon. It's just patreon.com/haplessheroes. We have it's probably one of the best ways you can show your support for us. It really helps us keep the lights on, replace equipment as it ages or malfunctions, as equipment is wont to do these days. As I shake my fist at the invisible cloud, I we have a lot of ways to get back to you. We have a lot of bonus behind-the-scenes audio, bonus content, things that have been released. We also have some free content that we released to our Patreon feed. So I encourage you to check it out, see if it's right for you, see if you want to support this show. We promise, it all goes right back into making this the ad-free and entertaining experience that you so enjoy and crave. And that's all I have to say. So outroing my wonderful cast of characters. Before we return to our regularly scheduled programming, starting on my virtual right, we had John playing Clancy Sheldon.
Until next time.
Sebastian as Nikita Zangief.
I wonder what Da is doing right now.
Nicole as Uliana Zangief.
I knew it. I knew the rocket was here.
Lewis as Morris DeLume, no relation.
Yeah, take care there. This was Morris, homeowner.
And Dave as Yeti.
I have been cutting a literally infinite amount of cheese all night. That was both a double entendre and a dad joke. Gin rummy, I'm out.
And I'm Francesco. I've been your host and DM. Tune in next week where we return to our main party and see what the heck they're getting up to, maybe in Night Court. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.